Fourth problem, two coins are tossed simultaneously. So they are tossing the two coins. Find the probability of getting one head. So we need to find out the probability of getting one head. So whenever we are tossing the two coins, that means there will be two possibilities like getting of head, okay, or else head, tails, tails, head, or tails, tails. Like this we will get. So one head, at least one head means, so one head we are getting here in this three. Okay. So if they are asking for exactly one head, here we are having two heads. So we can remove this. Only one head we are having in the two outcomes. So let us solve this. So in solution we will write down what is given. If two points are tossed simultaneously, so when they are tossing the coins simultaneously, then the outcomes will be like this. Then possible outcomes are, so that will be, we will get like this. First will be heads, heads, then heads, tails, next is tails, heads, and then tails, tails. Now we know that total possible outcomes are how many? 4. Okay, so let us write down that. So total possible outcomes is equals to 4. Okay, now let us solve the first bit. In the first bit they are asking for one head. So let us write down that for one head. For one head means then the events will be like this. So here we can take this event and this event. So we can write down events are heads, tail, and tails, head. Next, so number of success. So we are getting success in this and in this, means there are total number of success is 2. So number of success is equals to 2. Next we will write down probability. So probability of getting one head. So the probability of getting one head is, we know that the formula is number of favorable outcomes, that is number of success by total number of outcomes, total number of observations, you can say total number of outcomes. So total number of outcomes. So number of outcomes, number of success is 2, and we know the total number of outcomes is 4. So 2 ones are 2 twos are. So we got 1 by 2. Next, let us do the second bit. Now let us solve the second bit. So in the second bit, what they are asking, at most one head. Okay, second bit is here. So at most one head. So let us write down that second bit, at most one head. So at most one head means without head also we can take. So in this at most one head, that means two heads are not acceptable. So we can take this one, tails and head, and tails. At most one head. Okay. So what do you mean by this? One head or no head. Okay. Next. So when do we get this? It is obtained if we get events okay, let us write down if we get events like this. Okay, so the events will be heads, tails, or tail heads, then next tails. Next, in this we can see that there are total number of success are 3. So number of success is equals to 3. Next we will write down the probability. Therefore the probability, you know the formula for the probability. So here we are writing the probability for getting at most one head. At most one head. So in this, if you see, we are having number of success, that is number of favorable outcomes in the 3 events. So let us write down 3, and we know the total number of outcomes, that is 4. Here we can't cancel this, so we will do the third bit. So let us write down the third bit. So in the third bit they are asking for one tail. So third bit is here. Okay, so they are asking one tail. So when this one tail occurs, so one tail occurs if we get event like this. Okay, head tail or tail heads. So one tail occur if we get events like tail heads or heads tail. Okay, so here we are having the number of success. So number of success are 2. So let us write down that number of success is 2. So therefore we will get the probability of getting one tail. So therefore probability of getting one tail. So for one tail we will write the number of success in the numerator and the total number of outcomes in the denominators. So 2 ones are 2 twos are. So we got the answer as half, that is 1/2. Let us solve the fourth bit. So in fourth bit, what they are asking, more than 2 heads, more than 2 heads. So for more than 2 heads, since two coins are tossed simultaneously, we don't find 3 heads. Okay, so for that we will write down 0. Okay, for more than 2 heads cannot be obtained. So it cannot be obtained if two coins are tossed. That means to get more than two heads, we need to toss three coins. Okay, if we are tossing two coins, then it is impossible to get two heads. So therefore, number of success. So number of success is 0. Next, let us write down the probability for this. Therefore, probability of getting more than two heads, more than two heads is equals to, we know that number of success is 0 and the total number of outcomes is 4. So 0 by anything is 0. Now let us do the fifth bit. So what they are asking in the fifth bit? So they are asking at least one tail. So at least one tail, you know that the total outcomes, how they look: head, head, next is head, tails, and after that tails, heads, and tails, tails. So we can find at least one tail here in the second event, third event, and the fourth event. So number of success we are getting is 3. So let us write down that. First of all, we will write down at least one tail. So at least one tail, this can be obtained if we get events. So event should be like this: heads, tails, tails, heads, and tails, tails. So if the events are like this, then we are getting the tails for 3 times. Okay, so here we can write down the number of success. So number of success equals to 3. Now let us find out the probability. So probability of getting at least, this is L, so at least one tail. So probability of getting at least one tail is, total number of success we got is 3 and the total number of outcomes is 4. So we got 3 by 4. Now let us do the sixth bit. Next, sixth bit. So let us do the solution of the sixth bit. So what they are asking in the sixth bit: less than 3 tails. Less than 3 tails. So we know that when the two coins are tossed, we get the outcomes like head, 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 tail, tail, head, and tail, tail. So these are the outcomes we get when we toss two coins. So here they are asking less than 3 tails. So we are getting less than 3 tails here in this. Okay, in this 0, 1, 1, and this 2. So we can write down less than 3 tails can be obtained. When we can obtain this? If we get events. So if you are getting the events like this: head, head, okay, head, tails, tail, head, and tails, tails. Okay, so the total number of events we are getting for less than 3 tails is 4. Okay, so number of favorable outcomes we are getting is 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we can write down the probability. So probability of getting less than 3 tails is equals to number of success is 4 and the total number of outcomes is 4. So 4 ones are 4 ones are. So we will get